Good morning, I'm Faye Barker. More than 160 people have died after a plane crashed during its landing at an airport in South Korea. This is the scene where the Jeju airplane skidded off the runway before bursting into flames. Amazingly, 2 crew members were pulled from the wreckage alive. Just a warning that David Harper's report has images some may find distressing.
Just after 9 o'clock in the morning at Muan Airport in South Korea. A Jeju Air flight arrives from Bangkok. Footage appears to show that the plane's landing gear hasn't deployed. It touches down, skids on the tarmac, and then strikes a concrete fence in a devastating collision. Officials are already saying this could potentially be the deadliest crash in Korean history. The jet was carrying 181 passengers plus crew members, and we know that only a very small number have survived. Korea's acting president, Choi Sung-mok, has travelled to the airport and the airline's CEO has spoken to reporters.
Firstly, I bow in apology to everyone who has cherished Jeju Air. Above all, I want to give my sincere apology and condolences to those who have lost their lives in the accident and their families. At the moment, it's hard to presume the cause of the accident, and we have to wait for the official investigation result from the authority.
It's still very early for that investigation, but one theory being considered is that a bird may have struck the plane. Posting on social media, the plane's manufacturer Boeing said, "We are in contact with Jeju Air regarding Flight 2216 and stand ready to support them. We extend our deepest condolences to the families who lost loved ones." This will be unwelcome news for Boeing after a number of safety concerns in recent years. It will be unwelcome news for the Korean government as it struggles to move on from a political crisis. But most of all, it will be unwelcome news for the loved ones of nearly 200 people on board. David Harper, ITV News.
Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is due to undergo surgery today to have his prostate removed. The 75-year-old was recently diagnosed with a urinary tract infection resulting from a benign prostate enlargement. Earlier this year, he also had surgery for a hernia. Back here, the Chancellor's confirmed thousands of state schools will get a funding boost next year as the tax break for private schools comes to an end. The Treasury says charging VAT on school fees is expected to raise £1.7 billion a year by 2030. Private school leaders argue the move will force more children into the state sector, putting pressure on stretched schools. But Rachel Reeves says the change won't just benefit children, but the economy as well.
Every single penny of that money will go into our state schools to ensure that every child gets the best start in life. And that is so often through being able to recruit and retain the best teachers, especially in some of those shortage subjects. And that's good for the children, but it's also good for our economy that we have young children, young people leaving our state schools well qualified and ready for the world of work.
More protests are expected in Georgia today as their new president is inaugurated. The former Manchester City footballer Mikhail Kavalashvili has been sworn in following elections in October. He's an ally of the ruling Georgian Dream Party, but there have been allegations of fraud sparking demonstrations across the capital, Tbilisi. Trains in the northwest will be disrupted today following the theft of £100,000 worth of power cable. Network Rail's warning passengers to expect disruption between Chorley and Bolton, with services to Preston also affected. The cable that was stolen provides power to the overhead line equipment, which in turn powers electric trains. It comes as services across the country are affected by major engineering work over the festive period, with anyone making a journey advised to check before they travel. Finally, if you're thinking of trying to book a property last minute to welcome in at 2025, it may be harder than you think. Airbnb has activated AI-powered tools to help spot and block unauthorised New Year's Eve parties being organised via its platform. It'll look at signs such as the length of the planned trip. It says last year, around 7,800 people in the UK were blocked from making a booking. I'll have more for you just before 1 o'clock. Until then, have a very good morning. Bye-bye.